Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
South Australian Playwrights Theatre Company presents Bordertown by Matt Hawkins. Episode 1, The Silver Bodgie. She was a working girl down the south coast way. Now she's hit the big time in the USA. And if she could only hear me, this is what I'd say. Where's me 15%, you slag? The sad thing is, you do everything for them. Treat them like your own children, your flesh and blood. And then, the moment they get that success that the two of you have worked so hard for, you're tossed away, like a slobbery fag end. I thought Patricia was different. I thought we had a real relationship. But she was the same as all the others. My mother used to tell me, Randy, you give too much. Your heart's too big. And she was right. Nice guys always come last. And here I am, back in Brighton, staring at all these happy people, content with their meaningless lives. And I'm one of them. God, it makes me sick. Patricia Barnes. She was one of them. A nobody from Nowheresville, a hairdresser from Bordertown, an insignificant truck stop halfway between Adelaide and Melbourne. Her only claim to fame was that she invented Bob Hawke's hairdo, the Silver Bodgie. It was her doing, and she dined out on that for years, until the warm glow of notoriety began to fade, and the bitterness set in.
Yeah, you know, Deirdre, the problem with most people is that, well, deep down inside, they don't seem to think that hair makes a difference. You know, but they're wrong. It can make all the difference in the world. Blokes particularly, well, they allow it to grow rampantly in all sorts of ridiculous directions, only to plaster it back somehow on special occasions, sticking it down with a combination of spit and denial. Look like bloody clowns, but they don't care. They don't even realise it. And women, they're not much better. They see some style in a magazine and they think, oh yeah, that'll do. Works for Jennifer Aniston, it's bound to work for me. And then you see these hundreds of B-grade Jennifer Anistons just sitting around coffee shops, strangely discontent, trying to look glamorous while yelling at their kids. So they struggle through each day looking like crap. And then go home to their horribly shaggy husbands who stare at them blankly, sadly, just wanting them to disappear. And these women stare back, silently suffering, wondering how the hell they ended up with a Dudley Moore look-alike. You see, it is all about the hair. You can fix it with the hair. It's a gateway to self-respect, to self-worth. You just have to put in a little bit of effort, just a little bit of thought. I mean, it's not bloody rocket science. From great hair comes great things. See? There you are. You look 20 years younger, Deirdre. You do.
So that'd make her about 90.
Felicity, God's sake.
She's as deaf as a post, Mum. She can't hear a thing. That's why she sits there and smiles stupidly while you crack on.
Bye, Deirdre. Sorry about my extremely rude daughter.
Okay. Mum, I have one word for you. Blorange.
What?
That's what I want. Blorange. I want to be so fucking blorange everyone is going to die.
What the hell is blorange?
Have you been living under a rock?
No. I've been living between two shelves full of all the colours under the flippin' rainbow, and not one of them is blorange. It's not a real colour.
It bloody is.
Wait, Watch the language.
I'm enthusiastic. It's okay to swear if you're enthusiastic.
It is not. It's bloody rude.
Any fucking way. Blorange is a colour. You mix Opal X3 with Manic Panic and you get Blorange. Blonde with a tint of orange. It's the shit.
It's a mess.
Do it.
When have I ever refused you?
You're the best fucking mum in the entire world.
I like the enthusiasm. It's going to grow out horribly.
I have no intention of growing it out.
You should stay dark. Suits you.
I'm exploring new horizons. Come on, it's my birthday.
You're 21. Old enough to know better.
But only just young enough to pull off Blorange.
Where's the party?
Party? We had the party.
You had your birthday party with me, Dennis, and our shit-boring friends. Where's the real party?
Benno's.
Oh, for fuck's sake, are you back with him?
No, of course not.
But he's throwing you a party.
Just a few drinks.
At the Rotunda? Like a bunch of vagrants.
There's a barbecue there.
And half a dozen homeless people. You can rely on them to bring the brand of vino.
Actually, I prefer cooking sherry mixed with metho.
For the refined vagrant.
Mum, I can't stand Benno either, but what the hell else am I supposed to do?
I know. It's a conundrum.
I could move to Melbourne.
You could move to Melbourne, but I think you'll find it's full of people from Bordertown, hanging out together like hemorrhoids.
So then it's me and Benno. Suppose we better book the church.
Has his hair grown back?
Half of it. The left side.
Not the right.
No, just the left. He looks weird.
Happy birthday.
$5,000? Where did you get $5,000?
A lot of blow dries. There's something else in there too.
Los Angeles? You're flying me to America? That's a big holiday.
It's no holiday. You're going to work.
Work?
United Studios. Remember Auntie Barbara?
The prostitute?
No, the physiotherapist.
She was a prostitute, Mum.
That may have been part of her therapy, but it's no business of yours or mine. Anyway, she now works in LA and she's managed to get you an interview at United Studios. They're desperate for makeup artists, apparently.
What's Auntie Barbara doing in LA?
I don't know. Who cares?
Am I going to stay with her?
Well, maybe for a couple of weeks, but you don't want to hang out with her for too long. What's the matter?
I don't know.
Aren't you excited?
I don't know. Why do I have to go all the way to LA?
There's nothing here for you, Felicity. Absolutely nothing.
You're here. How are you going to cope?
I'll be fine.
Who's going to do Elsie's nails?
Anyone. She's as blind as a bat.
Shit. Mum, I don't know.
Don't be gutless.
I'm not gutless.
You don't belong here. You never did. From the day you were born, I knew you had to move on. Don't you want to go to Hollywood? Meet the stars?
I suppose.
I'll do your blorange for you. Maybe that'll help. Help you get a date with Leonardo DiCaprio.
You could come with me. They'll need hairdressers.
They don't need me.
What about Bob Hawke? Tell them about him.
What do they care?
He's the leader of a really, really big country and you created his hair. The silver Bodgie, that was you. It went national. Bordertown hairdresser's legacy.
He had a great head of hair, no doubt about that.
I'm sure Richard Gere would look great with a silver Bodgie.
What I'd give to get my hands on that hair.
What was he like, Bob Hawke?
He was an ordinary bloke.
Really?
God no, he was a legend. Truly, he would enter the room and make it his own. There was no one like him. No one. Greatest Prime Minister we ever had.
What about Paul Keating?
He was a snake.
You ever met Hazel?
Nah. Who cares about Hazel? She's the kind of woman destiny puts on the shelf. Blanche, on the other hand, well, take my hat off to her. She saw what she wanted and she grabbed it.
By the silver hair.
Blanche was smart, determined and sassy. Hazel sold headache tablets. You will never sell headache tablets.
I'll be creating headaches. Lots of headaches.
Even bigger than the ones you gave me.
Much bigger and better. They'll be like hangover headaches. The pain you need to have after the amazing time you had the night before. The sweet, beautiful pain of almost going too far, of touching the edge of insanity and drawing yourself back, just in the nick of time, by the skin of your teeth, the moment, the second before everything is lost, when everything burns up in the brightest flame you've ever seen. That'll be me.
Where do you get this shit from?
They're just thoughts, Mum.
Have you been taking your medication?
I don't need it anymore. I feel fine.
That's not for you to decide.
I can't eat, I can't sleep.
Well, not necessarily a bad thing.
What?
I'm just saying a few less pounds doesn't hurt.
Where do you get these bloody pills from anyway?
Dr. Ryan says they're really effective, and Maria at the chemist agrees.
For who?
For people with anxiety problems that might prevent them from achieving what they need to achieve. Especially those people who are flying to LA to make something amazing of their lives. It also helps to keep the appetite down, so I got Maria at the chemist to get me a few extra boxes. Apparently it's hard to get in America.
Why is that?
Stricter laws, apparently. Anyway, what's this I see? Olaplex 3 bonus pack. I think this might be for you too.
I'm really going, aren't I?
Yes, baby. You are.
What about the manic panic?
All right, Felicity. But I think you should stay dark.
Call me Flick. That'll be my American name.
Flick? Sounds like you're tossing something away.
It's cool.
Well, I guess you would know. Flick, the blorange bombshell.
Look out, LA.
You see, it hits us all like a virus. That desire to rise above our station, to be perceived as something special, something remarkable. And that's where I came in. Randy Jensen, agent to the stars. Well, back then I was agent to one star. Tyrone Jackson. He was a decent lad from Gricksdale, Detroit. Doing the comedy circuit he was, funny guy. You see, his stick was kind of happy-go-lucky boy from the hood who, rather than joining a gang and blowing people's brains out over some drug deal gone wrong, he'd get through life with humour and warmth. A kind of goofy gangbanger who neither ganged nor banged. Look, it wasn't to everyone's taste, and often he'd bomb on stage quite severely. He barely made a cent when I first started representing him, but I stuck with him. Loyalty. That's what it's about. And then one day I happened to run into my mate, Jake Frug. Now he'd done good, Jake, a producer of zany comedies that did rather well at the box office. I wasn't going to let this one slip by. So I dragged Jake along to see Tyrone's show. And my God, for some reason that boy was on fire that night. Every gag hit the mark. Everybody loved him. So did Jake. Immediately cast him in his latest goofball comedy, Screwball High, as the straight-talking janitor, telling it like it is. International box office revenue $38,462,839. Slam dunk. I moved to LA, bought a condo, a Lexus EX and a spanking new set of golf clubs and waited for the offers to come flooding in. They didn't. 3 years later, he was back on the B-grade comedy circuit, and we were both as skint as monkeys. Episode 1 of Bordertown featured Katie O'Reilly as Patricia Barnes, Catherine Sortini as Felicity Barnes, and Matt Hawkins as Randy Jensen. It was produced and engineered by Ben O'Teal.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. CalHope can help. Access CalHope's free and secure mental health resources. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.